Hey guys, it's me, your host SuperSorrell. Thank you very much for tuning in. So, I've had time to sit and play around with the new Jazwares 6-inch Stranger Things action figures on my short videos. So I thought it was about time that I sat down and talked about all three of Wave 1 and go through each of the figures with you, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, and things that I think could be improved, or things that I think they got spot on. We're going to talk about all of that. What figures I'd like to see going forward, and whether or not they scale with the original Bandai figures that came out a while ago. So all that, and so much more. So without further ado, let's jump down to the desk cam and take a closer look at these brand new action figures. Okay guys, here we are. So in Wave 1 we had Dustin, the Demogorgon, and 11. Now these figures are nice, don't get me wrong, but we are going to talk about the glaring thing that everybody mentions every time we talk about these figures, and to be fair, it's the thing that I said when I first got them, which is I don't think the likenesses are 100% there for the actors, but you can tell who they're meant to be. I always said that from the beginning. I think you can tell who it's meant to be, but the likeness for the actors isn't quite there for me. But actually, that was the glaring thing that stared at me when I first got these figures. However, the more I've played around with them and messed around with them, the more I actually think these are solid action figures for the price point. These are definitely on par with Jada Toy's Street Fighter line, the Marvel Legends series, and the Black series. I think these are definitely on par. These figures have definitely taken what people liked about the original Bandai figures and have improved upon them massively, to be honest. So let's take a closer look at each of the figures. First of all, I reviewed the Demogorgon. I have a full review on my channel of the Demogorgon already, so I'm not going to spend too much time banging on about the Demogorgon. But he is a solid, awesome figure. He's very tall, and he comes with the base plate, which I love. Now, all the figures actually have the little hole in the bottom of the feet, regardless of which figure it is. They all come with the little peg hole, so you can use this base plate with every figure. I honestly thought we were going to get a base plate with each figure that was released in this line, but apparently not. It's just for the Demogorgon. It does help him stand a hell of a lot as well, because this figure is got a lot of articulated points, and he can be a nightmare to stand at times. I'm gonna have to raise up the camera here a little bit. There we go. That's better. There we go. So yeah, overall, the Demogorgon is a very nice figure, and he is very intimidating when you look at the scale for the kids' figures. Now, obviously, these are based on their appearance from Series 5, so these are based on the newer, taller, older versions of the characters. Which I do like as well. I love the fact that Dustin is wearing the Hellfire Club shirt as well. Love that. Continuing the legacy of my favourite character, Eddie. Now, as we've got Dustin here in his Hellfire shirt, I think it's only right that we do bring in Eddie from the Jazwares line. Sorry, from the Bandai line. So this is one of the original Bandai figures. Now, when you put the two together, obviously, they do scale quite well if you're looking like a Series 4 kind of look, which is awesome. So it's cool to be able to have Dustin and Eddie together. They are great looking figures, and they do look good together. It's awesome. The Bandai Eddie figure has been my favourite in my Stranger Things collection for a long time, and it's cool that the designs on the shirts are very similar. It looks like they belong together. So yeah, I love being able to stand these two side by side finally on a shelf. So yeah, the Dustin does look good with the Eddie. Now, to change the faceplates, I haven't got Dustin's faceplate to hand, actually, but you just pull under the chin. We'll have a look at that when we do 11, because they're exactly the same base plates on the faces. I just haven't got Dustin's to hand for whatever reason. But let's look at articulation on these figures. So the head is on a ball joint, so you can make him look up and down. His hairpiece does stop him from looking up on this particular figure, but you can make him look left and right, and plenty of pivot and motion there as well, so that's nice. The arms lift up to the side hinge and also rotate. There's rotation at the bicep hinge as well, and a double hinged wraparound elbow. Just make sure you warm up that figure before you start yanking on it. You can also rotate at the butterfly hinge here as well, which is quite nice. You've also got the waist little swivel here as well at the abdomen crunch, which is nice, and then the further waist swivel. Now the body piece is on a ball peg, so you've got complete range of motion there, which is nice. So plenty of movement. The legs as well lift out to the side with a nice click, nice positive click when you do that. And then again, to bring it back, the hip joint will pop out of place for more articulation and things. So make sure you just keep that popped in when you're not using the articulation point. And then you've got two little wraparound knee hinges, which is nice. And then the feet are on rocker and pivots as well, with display peg holes. So plenty of range of motion, and that is the same for the 11 figure, exactly the same articulation points. Very nice overall. Now, Dustin does come with his backpack, and I've put all his accessories in his backpack. Now, the backpack does go on and off very easy, even with the coat on. I'll show that in a moment, but you can just strap the backpacks to them, which is nice, and the nice long straps, so you can just get them around the arms and stuff and get that on, which is nice. It does look good. I do like the backpack, and I love the fact that they've made the backpacks actually usable, because most companies, when they do these kind of figures, the backpacks will just be a static item. However, they have actually made them have a button close, which is nice. You can pop that closed and it stays shut. And then I've put the actual accessories inside of the backpack. So he does come with, I'm assuming this is like a map piece, but I'm not quite sure. I think it's a map. So yeah, and he can hold that in his hands and stuff like that. If I just pop that in his little grip, there you go. So he's got like a map to look at, which is cool. And every action figure, including Elle and Dustin, I'm guessing the others will as well as time goes on, but they all include a flashlight as well. So you can, there you go. Plenty of stuff there, which I like that. I like that a lot. And like I say, the backpack's usable. I love the fact that you can actually store things in the backpack. That's pretty cool. And both figures do come with a cloth item. So Dustin comes with the long jacket. This is a long brown jacket. Now, this is a jacket that we've seen him wear on the posters and all the promotional art. People aren't going to like when I say this. I think this is Steve's jacket. I think this looks like a jacket that Steve would have, right? I think Steve sacrifices himself for the kids in this series. I think that'll be his final arc, his final act. I think Steve's going to get it, sadly. And I think Dustin's going to wear his jacket. Because he loved Steve, and he loves Eddie. And it would be a cool arc for Dustin to lose both of the men he looks up to in his life, to then become like he's going to be like, I think he'll eventually become, because Dustin's going to survive. I think he will be the character that will become like the new Eddie/Steve for the next generation of geeky kids that come up. So yeah, he looks cool in the jacket. I do like the jacket. The cloth jackets are pretty nice. But yeah, I honestly do think that's Steve's jacket. It looks like a jacket Steve would have, right? I'm honestly surprised we don't see Dustin wearing the Eddie jacket. I assumed we would see him wearing Eddie's denim at some point, but no, it's this one. It's a nice jacket either way, and it looks cool. Sorry, I just started having a coughing fit there. And we've got the Elle figure as well, just moving Dustin out of the way. Now, the Elle figure comes with this standard face, but you can just put your finger underneath her chin and pull, and that removes the base plate. And there is a secondary face sculpt put on here of her screaming. So this is obviously what she does, and she goes, ah, and uses all her abilities, and however, both hands are grab hands. I would have liked it if they would have included a flat palm hand to put a hand out, so, because you know when she always does the power thing, she always kind of puts the hand up to do the because it would have been cool to be able to pose her opposite the Demogorgon here and have her using her powers with the hand flat like she does in the program. Like all the other things have her using the flat palm hand and all the promotional thing. So it would have been cool to include a secondary hand to do that with, maybe. Because the hands do pop out as well. That is to note. You can pop the hands out pretty easily, so you can get the jackets on and off a little bit easier. Now, she does come with a jacket just like Dustin. Oop, there we go. She does come with a jacket just like Dustin. She comes with a blue anorak style jacket, and there's actually these little tassels. When you pull them, it pulls the string inside the hood to wrap it around her head a little bit neater. So that's cool. Just moving Dustin's accessories out of the way. She does come with her own backpack, and again, I've included the flashlight. The flashlight's already in the backpack. Let me get that out. There we go. So again, she comes with a little orange flashlight. Very similar to the one Dustin's got. Dustin's is yellow, hers is orange. So again, very cool. She looks funny with that screaming face on now. And again, she's got a backpack that it does go on very easily again. Same as the one that Dustin's carrying, you just wrap it around to get that on her back. Hers is obviously a girl's backpack, a little bit smaller, a little bit more like a lounge fly bag kind of thing. But there you go. But overall, very nicely designed figure. I do like it. This is a great figure overall. And there's the jacket on L. And like I said, you can, once you've got the jacket on her, there is these little strings at the front. And if I give those a little pull, there we go. If I give those a little pull, it does tighten the hood around like a proper like puffer jacket would. And you can obviously lay the hood down if you just wrap it a little bit. But yeah, you can get it to have it like that as well. I probably won't use the jacket on L, to be honest. Yeah, I probably won't use the jacket on my L. I'll be just keeping it as is, and I'm probably going to be keeping that screaming face on. I'm hoping I can find another action figure that I can swap the hand out with. I wonder if does Eddie's hands have the same? I'm curious now. No, Eddie's hands are different. Ah, damn it. It would have been cool if, like I say, to have that open palm hand to give her the screaming face. But yeah, overall, this line is nice. Like I say, the pro points on this one is I like the scaling. I like how they look together. It's a nice line overall. I've been wanting a 6-inch Dustin for a while to go with the Eddie. So to be honest, this was a line that I would have gotten for myself. And I did buy the Demogorgon. I bought the Demogorgon. I was sent the other two, courtesy of Jazwares, to review. These are my honest opinions, though. And like I say, the likeness isn't there for me, but you can understand which characters these are meant to be representing. And I do like having a 6-inch line of Stranger Things finally out and in the collection. But personally for me, I think the line is better suited to the 3¾ line. And I still have a couple of figures in that line to review before we go ahead and do a full review of the 3¾ line, because I will give you a full video on that 3¾ line once I've got all the figures out and done. But I hope you guys enjoyed this overview of Wave 1 of Stranger Things by Jazwares, and thank you all very much for watching. As always, I'm your host, SuperSorrell. I'll catch you in the next video, but until then, stay super.